Hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more March of the Machine action, and today we're doing everything evil in Esper, such as killing our opponent's creatures, countering their spells, and trying to beat them in the face with our juicy creatures. Except for we're doing it with tokens and Convoke, with the main idea is if we can flip Invasion of Segovia into Rakdos Sea-Tyrant of Segovia, our non-creature spells will have Convoke. So this means we can hold up 0 mana and still hold up cut down, go for the throat, protect the Negotiators, and if we have a bunch of creatures, protect the Negotiator just kind of turns into a hard counterspell. Also, Sea-Tyrant of Segovia, Rakdos here, works amazingly well with new Phyrexia because then we have a bunch of creatures on our battlefield while we can convoke a massive new invasion of new Phyrexia, getting even more creatures. Sea-Tyrant of Segovia untaps our stuff so we can hold things up even if we go ahead and attack in. We have other things that have Convoke. We have some sort of reward for going wide here with Elish Norn. Monastery Mentor because we're playing a bunch of battles, sorceries, and instants, which will help trigger the Monastery Mentor, creating tokens, then bumping those tokens. Basically just flooding the board. That is the goal. Let's go ahead and see how we can do on the rank ladder with this deck. If you have any questions about the deck, the full deck list is in the description. You can see a link to Aether Hub and see the deck there. Also feel free to ask questions in the comments below, or join the Discord in the description and ask me questions there, or just chat with other Magic the Gathering players. Also, if you enjoy content like this, consider subscribing because we try and make interesting decks daily. Alright, see how we can do. This is not a good hand. 4 lands and a high cost spell and a counter spell that depends on creatures, and then a creature that we want to convoke at with creatures. Not ideal. This is better. We'll go with this. It's still not amazing, but it is what it is. We'll get rid of the Adhikar waste because I don't think we'll need it. Pain lands are painful, and it's mono red, so it was genius. Get rid of the pain land. Alright, Invasion of Segovia is probably a first up to bat here. Wow. Mono red really had nothing on turn 1? That's interesting. Well, we will hopefully be able to take the take that loss of tempo and take advantage of it. Opponent, Ancestral Anger. Okay. So maybe they're a creature pump, or like a deck focused a little bit more on creature pumping. So if we get to remove this Bloodthirsty Adversary, we might be in a better spot. No. That play with fire might say otherwise. Alright, might play out the Spirit Companion here just to draw a card. Oh wow. That is a lot of lands. Alright. We'll probably have to go into chump mode here, though. If we played out the sea as the Invasion of Segovia, we would have been able to double block this Bloodthirsty Adversary, but they probably would have killed one of them anyways. Another Bloodthirsty Adversary. Okay. Would have been really nice to have any of our cut downs or go for the throats in this matchup, but didn't really want to mulligan down a ton. And who knew that we were going to be facing mono red and be drawing this many invasions. It is important to note the backside of Invasion of Segovia is a legendary creature, so if you flip one, don't necessarily flip another, because then you're going to legend rule, which will be a little sad. Opponent might be able to just burn our face down. We can double block one of these Bloodthirsty Adversaries, which is nice. And then we can try and do that next turn as well. And we'll be able to hold up and protect the Negotiators for like a counter spell next turn. I'm assuming they're probably going to want to play with fire one of these, or they just play with fire our face and think they have enough burn. Blazing Crescendo. Oh, no, that's not good. Interesting that they go for the damage to face. I guess they're hoping that they will have enough to lethal us. Oh, we can do this for 3 at this point, which is probably good. Or we could go Invasion of Segovia into a Knight. No, we can't do a Knight after that. But we can hold up a Protect the Negotiators for a 2-mana counterspell. Do we think they'll have another pump spell? And if they have another pump spell, they have enough to pay for it. So I think we have to go with this. Go X3. Not terrible. Should be enough to block up the Bloodthirsty Adversary and maybe another haste creature. So hopefully they don't find a Stoke the Flames, but as we've seen so far, only playing with Play with Fire, or playing Play with Fire here as their designated face burn. Though we are going to be at the will of whether or not they can top deck burn spells, because we don't have a ton of life gain in this deck. We do have Wandering Emperor. We have one copy of it. Opponent timing out here. Next was 3. We get our 3 knights. I do love that these knights have vigilance here, because that means we can go ahead and swing in with invasion, or on the invasion of Segovia, and they will still be ready to block. That means we can hold up and protect the negotiators if we do get to flip the invasion of Segovia. Oh boy. Mono red AFK. Okay, it looks like our opponent might have returned. Opponent's reading the invasion of Segovia. Will they let us have it? I mean, they have no real choice here unless they have a burn spell on top of chump blocking. They let us have it. Interesting. This means we can cast a absolutely massive invasion of New Phyrexia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oops. Alright, there we go. Invasion of New Phyrexia for 7. Show me the red counter spell. We can play out an Invasion of Segovia. Why not? Yep. Create 2 things. Evoke this out. And we can still hold up and protect the negotiators when this comes down. Monastery Mentor. You're a little late to the party, but you know, we appreciate it. We will untap our knights. I mean, I guess I could untap the Cadis. No, that's not untap the Cadis. Let's just untap some knights. We should be able to completely hard counter our opponent from casting another problematic spell. Pay a million, please. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 1 for each creature you control. I don't think you have the mana for that. Come on now. Alright, well. We actually won the game. Awesome. We beat Mono Red. Let's go. I've played 2 games of this in like the standard queue. I will say this deck was inspired partially by Saffron Olive's Azorius build of like around Invasion of Segovia. Alright. See who we are up against. Sloppy. Alright, well, hopefully our draw will go a little bit smoother than last game. We didn't necessarily end up losing, but I think our opponent timing out there may have saved us. I don't know if this is the hand though. Nothing to do in turn 3 is until turn 3 is a little silly. Okay. We really want to get this Monastery Mentor down then, I think. They're probably going to remove it. I think. Kind of wish them casting things would trigger a Monastery Mentor. That'd be hilarious. It'd be broken if it did, but I'm just a little worried that we're gonna have our mentor here die. Do I cast another Mentor? Alright, let's go ahead and swing in with the Mentor. Okay, they let that go. I think we hold up protection, protect the Negotiators here. They already got their first poison counter from doing absolutely nothing besides, you know, just tapping our face, which is unfortunate. Or just, well, like, not just casting a card. That's what I mean. Boy. You like that, opponent? I think we just go in with everything. And then I think we end turn. Because I think we can protect the Negotiators again. And that should hopefully put our opponent behind. They might go for card draw. We might want to save it for card draw. Yeah, you can have that. I'm looking for the one that draws them 2 cards. Because if we can stop that. There you go. You just couldn't help it, opponent. You just couldn't. You just had to. I understand. The urge sometimes can be pretty crazy just to cast the spell. Do we want to convoke here, or are we just gonna go for the This is tough. So we could give some of our tokens flying, but I think honestly we just go for the damage. Oh no, our opponent decides they've had enough. We've countered their spells enough. A little fight back the toxic with toxic. A little counterspell action, and it was enough. They didn't go for the removal on the creature, which surprised me. Just leaving something that can produce tokens like that on the board is probably not best. Okay, who do we have here? Nerd at pen. Cool. Alright, let's see how we can do. This is an interesting hand. We do have Go for the Throat and Cut Down active because of our Cave of Koilos, but we're going to be taking a lot of damage to do so. We don't have any action besides Elesh Norn until turn 4, but, you know, 3 removal spells isn't bad. Unfortunately, nothing to kind of pair with our, you know, like removal. We don't have any payoff for casting these spells at the moment. Bankbuster, ooh, that would have been nice to get rid of, but go ahead, play out this. Draw a card. Yes, that's what we're talking about. Invasion, or sorry, cut down. We have active and Invasion of Segovia we can cast next turn and hopefully attack into. Though our opponent, I'm a little worried it's going to be a Dimir toxic deck again. Oh, that was not what I was thinking of. We do not have anything to remove Jace, which is perhaps a problem here. I mean, we could cast out Elesh Norn, but we have no protection. I think we go for this and, you know, go wide while they choose to go for the mill. I don't know how we face up against mill. I haven't seen much mill being played, but they got new toys, so I can't imagine mill's gotten worse. I don't know if they're committed to the mill plan or they're just Jace valuing. I mean, they could be Jace valuing because they want to fill the graveyard to get it, go ahead and get Become subdued. So they're maybe just planning to draw here. We're gonna go ahead and hit Jace. I would love to flip the Invasion of Segovia, but at this point, I think we need to get rid of Jace as soon as possible because it's otherwise Jace is gonna send his loyalty to our face and we're gonna have some problems. I think we hold this up. There's no point in casting Elesh Norn to just watch it get countered. They're gonna draw a card. It is what it is. I wish I could remove their Bankbuster, but it isn't a creature. And we can't remove non-artifact creature or artifact creatures with these Go for the Throats. I've been spamming Go for the Throat, but maybe I should give Infernal Grasp a bit of a try. We could always bounce their Jace back up to their hand. which is something we could do. But honestly, I think we just play down Elish Norn and call it a... Ooh. Yeah, I think we... Huh. This could get rid of the Bank Buster if they choose to crew it. Nah, I think we play this out. And then... I think we go ahead for attack. Alright, do you have a hard counterspell for Elish Norn? You need like Essence Capture or to get a creature to take up your like feed into your make disappear. Do you just have like 2? I mean, 2 for 1 is amazing. You know, we got 2 counterspells out for this Elish Norn. I'll take that. Sure. Sure. I mean, we have ways to return Elish Norn from our graveyard to our battlefield here in this deck, so we don't mind. Hitsugu and Kiri. Oh, they could put a breach on the top of their deck. We could bounce Hitsugu back to their hand, but they do get ETB value, so it's not ideal. They could crew their Bank Buster here. I hate you, Jace. All right. They happen to have just all the perfect things to kind of well, we don't have Planeswalker removal, and so that pretty good answer to our more creature removal oriented deck. And then Hitsugu and Kiri, of course, that's pretty good into creature removal because, well, doesn't really allow you to remove things well. Well, if you remove it, it doesn't turn out well. They get a free spell. We're gonna wait a turn before we remove their Hitsugu. We can afford to wait a turn, so it's probably worth it. We'll play out this, so we do have the go for the throat if necessary. They may have just been playing Hitsugu and Kiri for value. Kairi, Kihiri, Irie. Alright, opponent, what do you have? Removal, Infernal Grasp. Okay. I mean, we can remove their Hitsugu and Kihiri. Kairi. I don't know why I keep saying Kihiri. I've heard Mono Black Magic say it maybe a few too many times. They're trying to protect their Jace. I'm going to go ahead and hit their Hitsugu. Oh my goodness. I'm going to go ahead and hit it because they've already drawn 1 card. So what's the worst that can happen, you know? So they've drawn 2 cards. So this new card is just going to be a random one. They didn't want to hit the card that they knew they put there. So what do they get? Bank Buster. I will gladly take a Bank Buster to the face. Now, if they have 2 mana counterspell, we can go ahead and pour 4 into this. Or 2 mana tax counterspell, like another Make Disappear. They did use 2 Make Disappear, so we could gamble on them not having one, but I think we're going to go ahead and gamble that they do have one, just so that we don't end up losing our minds here. These go here, and then Spirit Companion, you can just stick back. Alright. This is where we can start taking over, potentially. They do have card draw. Or they have had card draw. And they do hit a Breach the Multiverse. We don't have a ton of creatures to really do awesome things with. But they have a Shieldred. So we're going to have to kill their Shieldred. Shieldred says non-token creature. So it won't really do many things. But I'm assuming they're a Shieldred deck where they want to flip the Shieldred. They get our Elish Norn and their Hitsugu. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put our Elish Norn back in our graveyard, I think. And then you can just have your Hitsugu. Why does it have this like watery animation? I'm wondering if they reused, no, probably not. I know that, like, it does basically what the card Brainstorm does. But I guess it's because Kiri is like the blue spirit dragon from Kamigawa. Kyrie. I can never keep it straight. We'll probably just try and flip the invasion of new Phyrexia, to be honest. Gonna mill a few cards. That's fine. Oh, hell yeah. Alright, I think I might go for the invasion of Segovia so we can get a massive, an absolutely massive invasion of New Phyrexia. So we'll have 3 or 4 knights left. Did I attack one too many knights here? Oh, I did, I think. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. I did it right. They just blocked one. That didn't make too much sense to do. Fine. They don't have any counter spell. I think their Bankbuster is the only thing holding up Cryo, so we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we should be able to end out the game next turn. Big old Convoke. Big old Convoke. I love. That is the dream. Oh my goodness. Very big and juicy. And then, you know, what would be probably even better if we top deck an invasion of Tolvada to return our Elesh Norn from our graveyard, just so that we can even, like, tax them that way if they try and block. Do you have a sweeper? Are you running Invasion of Fiora, or you have Glistening Deluge? Actually, Glistening Deluge would work because we do have white creatures here. Founding of the Third Path, they get to copy a spell from their graveyard, or cast a spell from their graveyard. Do they have enough mana to cast? They do not have enough mana to cast the one spell they want. They're just going for the mill? Do you have more mill cards? Yeah, they just went for the mill. They can breach next turn, breach the multiverse again, but they draw a card, they create a blocker, but we can cut down the blocker. Because they tap their Bankbuster, so it can't crew in response. And we'll just play out this. Monastery Mentor. I think we just have lethal, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but this looks pretty lethal to me. Create a little extra token here, you know, a little value. I might just have to say the famous phrase, math is for blockers, and boom, another W. Oh my goodness, this deck is crazy. I honestly thought you'd perform all right, but so far, Undefeated is not bad. 5 games in, 2 of those were standard queue, I think. So there are some qualifiers here, but all right. Aitsuki. Aoitsuki. I guess that's probably how it's supposed to be pronounced. I don't know. Spirit Companion drawing us cards into Knight-Errant of Eos. Not bad. Not bad. All right. We also get to go first, so that is kind of good. Is it another Dimir mill? Who? I mean, I guess mill is very popular, despite how much some people hate it. I remember we did a turbo mill deck, and some of you may remember that deck because it was one of my more popular videos. It was a lot of fun. I don't entirely hate mill, but I prefer mill, or milling out my opponent as fast as possible. I'm less of let's go grindy. It is gonna pain me that if they kill this gnawing vermin, they go ahead and blow up one of our tokens here, but it is what it is. So we're not going to go ahead and attack in because they can just block and then blow up a creature, and we'd prefer to use those creatures for convoking out a Knight-Errant of Eos next turn. Invasion of Segovia, though, does give us some creatures, which is nice. And if we can flip it, try and get into business. Each player mills 2. Yep. Looking milly. Feel like they should have held on to that until like next turn, but oh, it's flash. That's also very cool. Oh, invasion of Amonkhet. Amonkhet. Yeah, go for the throat doesn't really seem worth it against a mill deck. They're not really concerned without playing. Well, I take that back. They are playing like Cruelty of Gix, so there's something in their graveyard that they're looking for, but doesn't particularly matter to us. We're gonna go ahead and play out this, convoke it with. Let's convoke it with 3 creatures. Draw as many cards as possible, right? Monastery Mentor, we'll take that. And then play out this. Oh, I could have played out the Spirit Companion first to potentially get more. Fine. Alright, Zephyr Singer can send some of our creatures flying, which means we will be able to hit this Invasion of Segovia. And then we can play out Monastery Mentor as well. Zephyr Singer was a card that I was like, it seems alright, you know, sending things to the air, it's good. Oh gosh. Okay, well, flipping this Invasion of Segovia might be a huge challenge. I think I play out this and then I convoke this out, and that seems pretty good. Because we want to convoke it with this. Oh, I have to pay a blue. In the effort of just keeping our go for the throat up, we will do that, and then I mean, could swing in, but again, the Gnawing Vermin is just going to remove one of our creatures, so it's not worth getting rid of it yet. Yeah, Gnawing Vermin enters the battlefield. Target player mills 2 cards. When it dies, target creature you don't control gets -1/-1 until end of turn. We'll be able to flip this Invasion of Segovia next turn. We want our Monastery Mentor here to hopefully survive. So no one tell them anything, please. All right. I'm not even gonna hover it. I would try and indicate which one it is, but it's this one. But if I hate, that is one thing I don't enjoy about the client, is that when you hover things, the opponent can see what you're hovering. So, hey, as you can see, when our opponent probably goes ahead and hovers one of our things, it will highlight up. But it takes away some of the surprise or the secret of what's happening. If we block, we lose 2 creatures. Actually, that's a lie. We can do this. Block with the Knight-Errant of Eos. Thank you for just giving us a great blocker, opponent. Because it's not going to kill your vermin. Yep. You're going to need a render inert to flip your Invasion of Amonkhet, I think, opponent. Wow. Our opponent had enough. They couldn't really deal with the fact we were going so wide. And so we won. Yeah, going wide, kind of strong against this very heavy removal standard. Alright. Moratorium. Oh boy. And they're playing Vampire Avatar. Makes sense. Alright, well, we have Go for the Throat and Cut Down. Turn 1, turn 2. And we get to go first, but need that 3rd land. So, awesome. Awesome. We can rely on Cut Down, I think. We can play that one out first. Izzet. It is an Izzet deck. Alright, well, yeah, you probably wanted protection. We're not going to play out the Monastery Mentor yet, though admittedly we probably should have, because then we could have held up Protected Negotiators next turn, and good things would have happened, and Go for the Throat, which would have also been led to pretty good things. If we find another land, though, we're doing okay. That is less good. We'll just play this out. Please don't burn it, opponent. Then we can just hold up, protect the negotiators, which is good. Please don't. Leave the mentor alone. He's just trying to help out. He's trying to help. Yeah, we screwed up here. We should have played out the mentor last turn. That's okay. You'll feel my pain, opponent. We've only lost 2 life because of our own pain land, which is funny. Oh no. Can't kick this. So they can actually play, like, unintentionally play it around my protect the negotiators. Which is a little sad. Invasion of Segovia. Not bad. Go ahead and do that. Hopefully it doesn't get countered. They do have 3 mana open. They presumably aren't playing counterspells. So. The goal is to flip this as fast as possible. Because then we can get a massive invasion new Phyrexia. Burn spell on the dog. Please don't. He's such a good boy. You can see our opponent hovering. The Spirit Companion. Intimidating. Does that hovering show up for oh gosh. I guess we'll convoke this out for 1, just in effort to get as many creatures down as possible. And then end turn, we have untap city, and we can hard counter with protect negotiators, hopefully. Because they're going to have to pay a bunch of mana if they want to burn. 4 mana, stoke the flames. Yeah, we're not going to let that happen. Auto pay. They're gonna have to pay 5, 6 or something, which they don't have. They could have lightning strike still, which is not bad for them, but which would be good for them. Never. No way it would be amazing, but go ahead, resolves. Still go for the face. Makes some sense. Alright, so we can't win this turn if we attack in with everything, so we're just going to go ahead, cast out a massive one of these, and hope our opponent doesn't have another lightning strike. I think that's literally the only thing we can do here. Because we do 7, 8, 9, 10 damage, and that's not enough, so we just go ahead, pay this for 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Whoops. Sorry. -2, so just 9. Auto pay. I'm scared. I'm so scared. City of Fire, triple damage is spooky. Okay. Did they find a burn spell? They don't have enough for Stoke the Flames. They do have enough for Lightning Strike. They do have enough for Play with Fire, but Play with Fire isn't finishing. We win! Oh my goodness, that was so close. Our opponent managed just to hit those land drops until they got the City of Fire, and, well, maybe we need to run a few Destroy Evils here so we have removal for big creatures and enchantments, but my goodness, that was spooky. Alright, alright. Staples. How will we do against Staples? Time to figure out. Wait, is this the company Staples? No. Alright. Spirited Companion. Not bad. We do have a lot of lands, but we do go first, so we'll take this. We'll see what happens. Oh gosh, it's Rakdos. That is a little spooky. Hopefully our opponent won't remove our Monastery Mentor. Well, that means they can just remove it with a creature, which is big sad. Well, it gets rid of their Blood Tithe Harvester if they do. I don't know, that card is so good. But if they go and attack with it, we might be able to Igonjo. Oh. Yeah, that was kind of expected. That'll be alright. Okay is a strong word. As our opponent finds their Graveyard Trespasser to follow up. Playing Rakdos, our opponent is, at least. See if they keep up with Rakdos. No Grixis yet, so I'm gonna go ahead, do this. We'll have Protect the Negotiators for removal. And then we might be able to Invasion of New Phyrexia a big time next turn. Oh, that's a good card too. That is a good card too. And don't mind if I do. A little Elish Norn. Don't hurt nobody. We could Invasion of New Phyrexia, but if they remove the Cadus in response to the ETB trigger, we are out of a Protect the Negotiators. So I think we're just going to hold off and hope our opponent will walk straight into a Protect the Negotiators. If not, Oi. Alright, that's one go for the throw down. Do they have another? They did do what we hoped, which was walk straight into a Protect the Negotiators. Untap. Yep. Boom. We don't have any spells to go with this, though, which is terrifying. Looking for removal. Thankfully, we double casted, which means Graveyard Trespasser flips, and we don't have to die. We don't die immediately. All right, please, 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 please. Oh, wait, no, Arcadis isn't going to die unless they have another way of removing it. Awesome, awesome. All right, so we do get a massive Invasion of New Phyrexia, and then we'll be able to play out Elish Norn on top of it. Oh my goodness. Okay, this has got to be a good game. Unless they have a board sweeper here, this is going to be amazing. All right, so how this works is we pay 4 plus 5. We pay 9 into this. All right, massive, right? Huge, awesome, cool. Well, this creates 9 knights, and guess what? We can pay 7 into this one because it also has Convoke. Oh, so we just win next turn. That is if everything lives. Please, 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 please do not have Geeks' Command. And it's a dub. Oh my goodness, that was beautiful. If they had a land in Geeks' Command, that would have been the saddest thing ever. Like, I would have been heavily punished for playing out the second Invasion of Segovia there. Or sorry, Invasion of New Phyrexia there. Because we would have wasted basically all of our gas in hand. And then our opponent would have been able to sweep the board and have 5 cards in hand. So we would have lost there. So maybe I overcommitted to the board, but it was hilarious. Alright, well, that's going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Villianous tokens here, a little Esper Convoke. We didn't really get to see some of the cards in this deck. Like, we didn't get to see Invasion of Tolvada pop off. The real idea is here, if we can get it down and flip it to its backside, we get that token buff. And, well, we're going to have a lot of tokens from, like, Monastery Mentor, Invasion of Segovia, maybe, like, flipping an Elish Norn, or the, you know, Protect the Negotiator creates a token, Invasion of Phyrexia. So we didn't get to see everything in action, but I think it was still a ton of fun. If you enjoyed today's video, perhaps you'll enjoy yesterday's video, or well, it wasn't yesterday. The day before that, we played Robo Angels. We were trying to do prototypes with Angels Tribal because Guardian of Girapur, one of the new cards, can blink artifacts or creatures. And so if we play out one of the prototypes for the prototype cost and we get to blink it, we'll actually get its full cost side, which is really cool. So that was kind of the goal of the deck. So if you're interested in that, it should be on the screen right about now. Have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching. Ciao.